What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's night 2 of SummerSlam. Let's be fair, Triple H wasn't kidding when he said, you ain't seen nothing yet. As SummerSlam closed out with one of the craziest endings in recent history. Join us now as we recap night 2 of SummerSlam and provide the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, as well as the news as we look at a real fight that actually went down at SummerSlam. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook. Now, as always, we start off with the recap for PLEs, as the first match is a triple threat for the Women's World Championship, as champion Naomi takes on Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are eager for payback on Naomi for spoiling their title match at Evolution by cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase. However, the match ultimately comes down to Ripley and Sky wanting a title, and soon, it's every woman for themselves. Rhea looks to break her losing streak to Io when she hits a riptide from the top rope. However, Naomi breaks the pin and uses a handful of tights to secure the win, as Naomi retains the Women's World Championship. Next up is a TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships of the Wyatt Six, Andrade and Rey Fenix, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Street Profits. Now it's the 25th anniversary of the first TLC match at 2000 SummerSlam, and all teams are determined to take it to the new heights, and WWE even manages to give a nice tribute to the wrestlers who were involved in the very first match back in 2000 SummerSlam, that being the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys, getting a beautiful ovation from the crowd, and rightfully so. And this match is absolutely insane. There's an array of insane spots by everyone involved, including run-ins by Candice LeRae, B-Fab, Nikki Cross, and Uncle Howdy. Like any TLC match, it looks like it's anyone's for the asking, but the added presence of Uncle Howdy gives the Wyatt Six the edge they need to climb the ladders and retrieve the titles, retaining their championships. Next up is an ODQ no countout match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, as champion Becky Lynch takes on Lyra Valkyria, and if Lyra loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky Lynch is champion. Now the champ takes advantage of an ODQ stipulation, bringing out plenty of plunder to beat and batter Lyra. The match looks like it's over when Lynch ties Lyra's hands with zip ties, absolutely destroying her. But just when it looks like Lynch is about to end Valkyria's career, Bayley manages to show up, saving Lyra from a crowbar-wielding champion. This is after there was a brief tease that Bayley was going to turn heel. But Bayley sticks to her guns and goes after Becky Lynch as Lyra recovers, with Lyra fighting back. But Bayley takes a swing at Becky with a chain wrap fist, only to hit Lyra instead. Becky lands the manhandle slam and gets the win, as Becky Lynch retains the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Next up is a steel cage match for the United States Championship, as champion Solo Sikoa takes on the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Now this is a traditional WWE cage match, which means a wrestler can win by escaping the cage. Solo Sikoa shows some fire, but it's clear he's no match for Jacob Fatu, which is why Solo's henchmen, the MFT, show up. Jimmy Uso runs in for the save, but the numbers game catches up with him. Jacob chases Solo as the champion attempts to exit the cage, only for Tala Tonga to slam the steel cage door shut, and Solo to inadvertently foil out, winning the match, as Solo Sikoa retains the US Championship. Now after the match, Jimmy Uso throws JC Mateo and Tonga Loa into the cage so Jacob Fatu can get some much needed payback. The Samoan werewolf hits a huge moonsault on the top of the cage. Next up is the Intercontinental Championship match, as champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio takes on the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now it's all about lying, cheating, and stealing, as Dominic Mysterio takes Eddie's cheating skills to new levels, while AJ Styles shows he's quite capable himself. However, Dirty Dom proves that he's got Latino heat in his DNA, and he uses his own wrestling boot to stun Styles, hitting the frog splash to seal the deal. Dominic Mysterio retains the Intercontinental Championship. But now it's time for the main event. It's time for the street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship, as champion John Cena takes on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now there's no holding back, as both superstars are looking to make a statement. John Cena has now returned to playing a babyface, as he's managed to get the Titantron graphics back, but he's determined to keep his undisputed championship. At the same time, Cody Rhodes is looking to regain the belt and further his reputation by defeating the man repeatedly called WWE's GOAT. But there's no quarter asked or given, as each wrestler applies multiple finishes through multiple tables. Cody Rhodes even takes the ring rope off, using it to bludgeon Cena. But that's not enough though, as Cena continues. But finally, Cody hits the Cody Cutter off the top rope, sending the champion through a table. It's a crossroads, and Cena doesn't manage to kick out, as Cody Rhodes is the new WWE Undisputed Champion. Cody Rhodes celebrates with Cena and gives him his props before leaving the ring, but Cena's still in the ring when all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Yes, Brock Lesnar is back in the WWE. Lesnar enters the ring and Cena is ready for him, at least he thinks so, until Brock hits an F5 as SummerSlam closes out. But that was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Family Matters. The SummerSlam's opening match started off with a very cool touch, as Naomi's father played electric guitar for her entrance, with WWE's announcers noting Naomi's dad's background as a professional musician. That's rare WWE fans get to see family members unless it's part of a beatdown angle, so this was a beautiful touch, regardless of Naomi's status as a heel. Number 2, Remembering the Past. A kudos to Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, not only for their usual standout work, as Wade Barrett is just amazing on commentary, but the recurring mentions of different wrestlers' records at SummerSlam. This was an organic way to inject a real sports vibe into the show and add suspense to matches, as fans wondered if wrestlers with strong win-loss records would prevail or suffer a rare loss. Number 3, another triple threat classic. Now tonight's opening bout between Women's World Champion Naomi, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley was everything you'd expect from WWE's very best. WWE has never had a women's main event roster this loaded, and the fact WWE could book this match without worrying about spreading itself too thin further reinforces this. This was an instant classic, with the triple threat provision providing the usual element of suspense, as fans wondered who would break up a pin. Now in our opinion, WWE made the right choice having Naomi retain, as it's just too early in her reign to take the title off her. Michael Cole excelled as usual, noting that Naomi using the tights for leverage was a moot point due to this being a triple threat match with no disqualifications baked in. Now there was a slight downside to this match, as now WWE needs to figure out what to do with Rhea Ripley. Does she need to step away from the title picture altogether? Does the WWE need to hold a draft and let her change brands? Well, WWE must be prudent with how they book her, as they can't just put her into any program and risk her losing momentum. However, a move to SmackDown could help regardless of whether WWE revives the draft. Number 4, honoring the TLC match. Now it's hard to believe that it's been 25 years since the first official WWE TLC match, but the WWE made sure to remind fans of the anniversary, bringing in the Dudleys and the Hardy Boys, 2 of the original teams that participated in the match. Now unfortunately, Edge and Christian are in the rival promotion, but it was a really nice touch, but nothing compared to the masterclass put on by the 6 teams that competed tonight. This TLC match had it all, including plenty of insane spots, including DIY's Johnny Gargano's wife Candice LeRae flying off the ladder and crashing through a ladder, and a brilliant spot where Rey Fenix climbed on Andrade's shoulders in an attempt to retrieve the tag team titles, and let's not forget Spider-Man Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, and that Spanish fly. Oh, and that frog splash in the table. Okay, there were many spots. But watching this match, you had to believe that the 3 teams who have pioneered this match in WWE were pleased at how far things have come thanks to the foundation they built. I mean, you probably had Jeff Hardy in the front row absolutely devastated that he couldn't be involved in this. Number 5, a flawed fight, but what a fight. Becky Lynch vs Lyra Valkyria was overbooked and went a bit too long. But nevertheless, you got to admire the fantastic match Becky Lynch and Lyra put on, utilizing the no DQ, no countout stipulation for maximum effort. Whether it was the endless weapon shots or Becky slyly using zip ties to immobilize the challenger's hands for most of the match, this was as brutal a women's match as it gets, short of any bleeding in the match. The finish where Bayley accidentally cost Lyra the match should lead to a great feud between the two, even as Bayley chases Lynch for the title. Number 6, lots of love for Latino heat. The 2005 SummerSlam had a healthy dose of nostalgia, but it was nothing contrived. Not only did WWE honor the anniversary of the TLC match with a great 6-pack TLC, it also acknowledged the anniversary of Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero's ladder match for the custody of Dominic Mysterio. AJ Styles played mind games against Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio by making his way to the ring in a lowrider with his son, and also wearing the same attire that Eddie chose to wear at SummerSlam 2005. But that was just the beginning, as Dom and the Phenomenal One used dirty tricks to get ahead. Dominic ultimately proved he's followed his father's footsteps better than anyone, unzipping his boot so it slipped off when AJ Styles applied a calf crusher, giving him a chance to use the boot as a weapon against Styles. This was the same finish that was used in the Eddie Guerrero vs Kurt Angle match. This was a fun match, an action-packed match, and a beautiful tribute to Eddie's memory. Number 7, a punishing piledriver. Cody Rhodes' use of a piledriver was a nice touch to his street fight against John Cena. WWE has really protected the move, making it mean something both by banning it in a regular match, but also by making it a potentially career-ending move. Now, while Cena got up, the impact was powerful and a reminder of how to protect certain moves. Number 8, WrestleMania 41, The Apology. Tonight's main event was WWE's apology to fans for the dreadful last 6 months they've had to endure thanks to the horribly booked John Cena heel turn. Fans expecting a swerve tonight were justified, but WWE decided to do major damage control and hit the reset button, with Cena apologizing to the fans at SmackDown and turning babyface. Tonight's street fight was the match that WWE fans should have got at WrestleMania 41, but didn't. but we're glad to have it now. To be honest, the ass heel turn had done its work correctly, because now we could appreciate John Cena even more in his usual babyface role. And Brock Lesnar returns. Now let's be fair, the ending of Cody Rhodes becoming undisputed champion again wasn't that shocking. The surprise ending was the return of Brock Lesnar, who looks like he's been busy making Cena's final 4 months in WWE absolutely miserable. Now we get that the return of Brock Lesnar is going to be controversial, but this is purely in the good for the shock value in itself. I mean, come on, did anyone expect Brock Lesnar to return tonight? Absolutely nobody. There was no reports on the dirt sheets, and obviously many of them reported that he was banned or persona non grata in WWE. Now, as you can imagine, there were very polarizing reactions to the return of Brock Lesnar, as some took to social media to praise the return of Brock Lesnar, but quite a few were angry due to Brock Lesnar being mentioned in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. As such, Triple H's tweets were hijacked by many angry fans asking why they brought Brock Lesnar back. Whatever the case, Triple H is going to get some flack from the IWC for bringing back the Beast Incarnate. But that was good. What about the bad? As number 1, sick of the 6. Tonight's TLC was fantastic, but right up until the finish where the Wyatt 6 retained. The problem here is that the Wyatt 6 simply aren't over. The result of several factors, including a bloated roster, inconsistent booking, and Bo Dallas's injury that led to WWE sidelining the entire group. Putting the tag titles on the Wyatts appears to have been a last-ditch effort by WWE to get them over, but it hasn't worked. The fans even booed the Wyatts, not because they're heels, but because they're not feeling them as tag team champions. In fact, in our opinion, we should have had Rey Fenix and Andrade win. Tonight's TLC match showcased just how many great tag teams SmackDown has, and unfortunately, the Wyatt 6 are at the bottom of the list. Number 2, Def Rebel still stink. Sadly, tonight's TLC match had another downside, fans being exposed to one bad Def Rebel entrance theme after another, as the match's various participants came to the ring. Now, fans have known for years that Def Rebel stinks, but tonight's TLC match drove the point home. It's mind-boggling that WWE continues to use them, but despite an avalanche of fan complaints, the company seems content with Def Rebel delivering one sorry-ass song after another, and a crummy cage match. A Jacob Fatu vs Solo Sikoa in a steel cage promised a classic Hoss fight, but instead, it turned into a predictable bout featuring a run-in from Solo's MFTs, and a heroic but pointless attempt by Jimmy Uso to save the Samoan Werewolf. This match was kind of pointless and exposed a serious flaw with the Solo vs Jacob program. The longer it goes on, the weaker it makes Jacob Fatu look. WWE needs to end this soon before Fatu gets the Solo Sikoa treatment, going from monster to mid-carder. That was nothing downright ugly with a solid night 2. Much like WrestleMania 41, SummerSlam's first night floundered, but night 2 certainly picked up the pace, delivering a string of solid matches, minus the cage bout, and a very shocking return. What did you guys think of SummerSlam? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news as a real fight goes down at SummerSlam. It looks like some fans couldn't get enough action in the ring, so they decided to stage an impromptu brawl in the crowd. A video was taken from the altercation, and no details on how many people were involved, but you can be certain the story will be picked up by the media. But there you have it, folks. We'll look at night 2 of SummerSlam, as well as the wildest news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.